through the eyes of the trucking industry. Have we really turned a corner, pun intended? All right, Rick Gaetz is the CEO of Vitran, which provides a variety of freight services throughout the United States and Canada. Rick Gaetz, welcome to the program. Good to have you with us.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
You've been facing a little bit of a difficult, or as I say, challenging economy. Before we get to the details of the trucking business, let me throw a larger question at you. All right, if you had the chance to sit down with President Obama, what would you suggest? Are there things that you would suggest that he could do to help improve the job picture, create more jobs?
Well, you know, I'm not an economist, but...
and you don't even play one on TV, so that's okay.
Part of our business is running supply chain management operations for various retailers or customers across the United States and Canada. And we're hard pressed now to walk through any of those facilities and find a box that says manufactured in the United States of America or manufactured in Canada. And somewhere, somehow, in the next decade, we have to find a way to make the North American economy more competitive again. We've lost production offshore in almost every aspect of business. All consumer products that we buy today come from offshore. And it's really telling when you get to go through one of these facilities and you look at walls and walls and walls and walls, box after box, and none are manufactured in North America. Somewhere, somehow, we have to find a way to become competitive on the world stage again.
All right, and what about like give you another chance from a political point of view? Are there any policies, anything that's currently in place that you can see that, in your mind, makes it difficult to hire?
No. The comment I would make there would be that, you know, we have to find a balance between short-term thinking and long-term thinking, and it feels as though that too many of our decisions right now are for here and now, and the decisions may not stand the test of time a decade from now. And I think we have to think about our national debt and our deficit and where the economy is going, and the decisions that we make today, someone's paying for, and they're going to pay for it one time or another. And I'm a little concerned that we're too focused on today and not focused enough on where we're going to be in 8 or 9 or 10 years from now.
All right, well, let's focus on what's going on at Vitran Corporation. You're running the less than truckload trucker, also a logistics business, and as you say, big presence in what's going on in Canada right now. What are you seeing? Let's start with volumes right now. Volumes stabilizing at all?
Yes, they are. I'm pleased to say that they are. We've had a year and a half of decline, and at Vitran we've seen kind of subtle sequential improvement throughout the year. But for the first time in a long time, we're starting to see some year-over-year improvements or year-over-year gains. I think that you know, we kind of hit rock bottom this time a year ago, and it appears that something's percolating. It appears that we had some level of normal seasonality this year that we've perhaps not had in 3 or 4 years, and we've got another month to go here, another important month before the year winds down. But it does feel better than a year ago, although I think in this environment we all look really hard for positive trends, but there appears to be something percolating beneath the waters.
What about price? What's percolating when you look at the actual pricing?
It's a good question. Pricing is still difficult. There's still too much capacity in the marketplace. The value that shippers are getting today is still, quite frankly, unprecedented. That will turn, I think, as the economy improves, and I think over time here in the next couple, 2-3 quarters, we'll see a capacity shift in our industry as well. I think we'll see some players leave the marketplace.
Let's talk a little bit more about this consolidation perhaps in the trucking business, because you've been able to take market share in many cases because of the woes of a big competitor, YRC. I mean, they've been going through tough times. Is there going to be more consolidation in the trucking business?
Yeah, I think so, and I don't want to speculate so much on YRC. You know, obviously, it's well chronicled that they're having some difficulty. But clearly, the industry there's too many players in the industry today, and there's no question in my mind there's a lot of weak players. There's a lot of good companies that can't find a way to make sense of their bottom line. And there will be a reckoning in the next couple quarters, and I think it could be, everyone's speculating on larger players, and I think it could be a combination of larger players and perhaps some of the smaller players that have difficulty having any leverage with a customer.
And what about anything having to do with fuel prices? That's still an issue, or can you live with fuel where it is right now?
We can live with fuel where it is right now. It's not been a serious issue this year. Not
been a serious issue?
No.
And what about any new regulations mandating changes in the actual trucks that are on the highways? Emissions, that's something that you've already had to deal with in the past.
Yeah, and we're going to deal. You're right. We're going to deal with that again. It's a tough time for the industry to deal with it, because really what it means is a better environment, higher costs for the trucking companies, and we have to find a way to pass that on. Obviously, our costs are going to rear. The costs are going to go up again in 2010, and hopefully the environment changes. But I would say that the transportation industry is probably the leading environmental source of improvement of all industries.
In the trying to lower emissions for the environment.
I think we've played a lead role in the economy in that regard, but it's come at a price.
Thank you very much. Rick Gaetz coming in, the head of Vitran, giving some insight into what's going on in the trucking business.